Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Biz Talk. I am super excited. Today in the studio, I have somebody that literally pulls up on, like, she's all over my For You page, which is crazy enough. You may have seen her too with this right here, with the new trend alert. Wyld. She's a TikTok marketing expert and coach. Wave has helped over 150 business owners and personal brands grow and monetize their accounts on TikTok with a community over virality approach. She has built her own TikTok account to over 200,000 followers, and you can find her over on TikTok at Wave Wyld. Wave, welcome to Biz Talk.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
Yeah, and like I said, you showed up all over me and my wife's podcast. I mean, not podcast, sorry, all are over our For You pages because me and her have that thing. That must be that's kind of like your slogan, like new trend alert.
Yeah. Yes, I have the crown right here. Yeah. No.
Yeah, the crown and that. So me and her always discuss. I'm like, hey, did you see that? And she's like, yeah, I saw it. The new trend for the day. So I think that's really cool that you were able to, pop up over on both of our channels to be seen, because, with For You pages, you do get mixed content. Not everyone's the same. So that's really fun. So I appreciate you taking the time on here and being here. So basically what I wanted to discuss on this show today is, talking about more on TikTok and business and things like that. And I know you have a specialty. We talked about building a community over virality, and I think that's really important. So I'd love to touch base on that and talk to me a little bit more about what that means.
For sure. So first of all, yes, I am known for the trend alerts, but my jam really, really is helping business owners and brands use the app to leverage their business, make more money, more impact, all of that good stuff. So community over virality, what does that mean? Really, it just means that you do not need to have hundreds of thousands of followers or go viral to be successsly on the app. I have seen this time and time again with my clients, and that's why I teach this. And I saw it when I got on the app too. I'm going to go back into my backstory of my first account that I had. When I first joined, I was didn't know what I was doing. I was posting like random videos, and I had a few ones go semi-viral, and I started talking about my success. And I was already started generating leads for my business. I was doing more of a focus on my personal brand coaching business there and doing mindset content. And I was starting to generate leads, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is amazing, the power of this app. And so, like I said, I've seen this with my clients as well. And I'll just do a little short story. I had one person come to me. She had 400,000 followers on her account, and she was making her own lip gloss and that sort of thing. But she kept going viral for doing what we call, those oddly satisfying videos, where she was doing like slow motion lip gloss, swirling with sparkles and effects and stuff. And they were attracting children who were not buying her makeup or her lip gloss at all. And she kept going viral in other countries, and she couldn't make sales. So we came up with a whole new strategy. She relaunched a new account, and she's, I think now at 30,000, absolutely crushing it and killing it. I have other clients that only have like 9,000 followers, and they're making 10K a month in product sales as their side gig, which is not bad at all. Another client from just a couple weeks ago, she told me she has 13,000 followers. She's on track to do $500,000 in sales this year.
Yes.
I wanted to cry. I wanted to cry for her. I was so proud, so excited. Like, it's so true. If you just attract the right followers, and that is the same as other social media platforms, and why I got so excited about TikTok, because when I was doing personal brand coaching, I was teaching people how to market themselves organically on Instagram. And a lot of it is about, telling your story. All you need to do is attract your ideal clients to make sales. And then I saw that this was the same on TikTok. So that's how I kind of came up with this, community over virality approach, and really teaching the people who work with me how to attract their ideal followers. And then you just need to nurture them. So you don't need to go viral. It is nice to go viral. I'm not against going viral. You can totally, I just say, if you go viral, you want to go viral with intention for the right reasons, for sure, because that definitely can help you make more sales in your business. But yeah, you don't need to have hundreds of thousands of followers to make money on TikTok. You just need the right followers, and you need that community, and you need to nurture them and show up for them.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, there's the flip side of that too. There's some accounts that are out there that have millions of followers that are probably not even monetizing. I know
I
personally
know.
accounts that have a few million that are making maybe a few grand here and there, but they're not really doing much with business. They even have to have a job because TikTok's not paying their bills with millions of followers. And agreed, I've met many people who've had less than 50,000 followers who have been able to monetize and even quit their jobs if they had 9-to-5 jobs because their side hustle ended up making more money than their actual 9-to-5, which is pretty powerful. And, you know, speaking of finding that right community, the reason why I really love TikTok is because of that algorithm of that and that For You page where it's, you know, it actually really targets the right people because it's based off things we like, right? So
Yeah.
I think it's more powerful to find the right audiences. If you're making the right content, the algorithm will just draw in the right people. So I don't know if you feel the same way, but do you feel like it's easier almost to find the right people on TikTok versus Instagram?
It is, because there's still more discoverability. So you just have to speak to them. You have to speak to them in your videos. But here's what I say about community. It can be a tough sell on TikTok because community really, it takes time, it takes work, it takes effort, and it takes patience. And a lot of people on TikTok are looking for the magic button. They want to use some sort of hack to go viral, get famous overnight, that type of thing. But so yeah, community is a little bit more of a harder sell. And then people don't really know, like, what does it mean and how do you build community, that type of thing. But yes, when you know specifically who you want to attract, you will get more views on your videos. You will form that community. You will make more sales. So it's, you know, it's very easy for people to get hung up on the numbers below their profile photo. And I'm always talking about that, like, treat your followers as more than just numbers.
Yes.
Really. And it is just numbers. It doesn't necessarily mean that that person is better than you or more successful for you because they have more followers. Yeah.
100%. Exactly. And the thing is too, when people do get caught up in the numbers, they have to remember that each one of those numbers, regardless if it's 1 to 100, is still a person. So,
Yes.
and my biggest statement is what I say out there is it only takes one person to change, to make a new opportunity in your life, to change your life. So you don't need a million people. You just need somebody out there. And if you can build a community of even 5 that are the massive advocates of you, that those are going to grow over time. And that's, it's really true that community is the key. There's a lot of accounts out there that do have millions of followers and they haven't had a good job of building that community. So they could be empty, meaning they're not active on those accounts. So really, yes, it looks good as a number, but they're not even engaged. So what is that? It doesn't even mean anything at that point. So it really is really true. So, you know, you talk about these community building. What kind of steps are there into helping build your community more? Like what kind of tips can you give us there?
Yeah, the number one thing I say to help build community is go live. Going live, live streaming on a regular basis. Now, TikTok loves when you go live, and it's a really, really great way to get to know your followers, to speak to them. And there's so many different things you can be doing on live as a business owner. If you have a product, you should definitely be making your product, or you should be doing some sort of aspect of the behind the scenes of your business. If you have a service, you want to be talking about it. You can be providing value with Q&As. You can be doing case studies, you know, collaborating with other people who have the same audience as you to even expand your audience more. There's so many things you can be doing on live, but you want to talk to your audience. That is an amazing opportunity to get to know them, get to know what they're interested in, what they're struggling with. I've done a lot of market research on live. I've asked them those questions. What are you struggling with? They tell me certain types of language, things like, you know, TikTok, I feel like TikTok is broken. And I think to myself, that is amazing. I'm going to mirror that language right back to them. That is perfect copy for me. So, you know, it's great, really great for doing market research, getting to know your followers and care about them. So what I say as well is, you know, make an effort to learn some of their names or even be familiar with your content. And you'll know if you have community starting to be to start building it. If you have that community there, you will start seeing the same people commenting on your posts, the same people showing up in your live, the same people asking you questions.
Yep.
Those are your people. Nurture them, get to know them, care about them, be genuine. So those are basically the top tips for building community.
No, and it's helpful about that. You say, market research, and this is what I try to tell people as well. I feel like you can get the fastest market research on TikTok than anywhere else. Like you people, sometimes businesses, they pay so much money on putting it into Instagram and coming up with a good strategy for their brand or for their business, and they're not really getting any feedback. They think that's what's great for the market, and these are the things that their customers are loving, until they maybe put out a survey later. And even, how many surveys you get in the email, I never fill out any of them unless I'm like really passionate about it or want to complain about something. So you don't get like too much great stuff there. But on TikTok, with that live and being so powerful and building that community, you can ask those questions and get like instant feedback. So for that week, even if you're like, I don't know what content, now you know exactly what your community is asking or their feedback, to where you can answer those questions that you may not have had any idea that people wanting to know about it. And so it's so powerful.
It is so powerful. And if you have the guest feature available, that has been released in Canada, and some people have been telling me in the US that they have it, that feature is super powerful. So what it allows you is to bring anybody who is in your live watching on camera with you as a guest. And it looks like they show up in a little rectangular box, and it looks like a FaceTime call. So it can be anybody, so it doesn't need to be someone with a certain amount of followers or anything. So I do these these lives where I say, be my guest, and they come on and they get to talk to me, like directly ask me questions. And it is so powerful for just nurturing and building those relationships and getting to know your followers. So that is if you have that feature, be using it to connect. That's why they created it. When they released that feature, TikTok even said it is for creators, content creators, to build community and get to know their audience more. So that TikTok is promoting that. They're promoting it.
Yeah, I mean, they do. What I love about TikTok too is they're the innovative ones. A lot of these apps we're seeing right now are just followers. They're just following anything TikTok's doing. They're like, oh, that's a great idea. Why didn't we think of that? So they're being really innovative and thinking these things. Obviously, Instagram did have the kind of, you could bring a friend on there, but it's not like, I feel like TikTok's is a little bit different and more fun than Instagram's, but I do love that feature tons. And I agree, going live is really powerful to be able to build those communities. And it is a little bit daunting. I think people get nervous. They're like, okay, you know what? I can make a video. I can edit it I can make it look a little bit better, but on a live, I'm not edited. I don't know what I'm talking about. And my thing is, generally you will get maybe even one or two people in there, even if it's just one or two at the beginning until you get used to it. That's a great opportunity to just ask those people, even if it's a short, sweet live, just to kind of get used to the idea of going live. It does feel weird when it's your first time talking to a screen and just seeing people text you in the comments. It does feel a little bit strange. And I think that's why people are a little bit hesitant to start it. But it's kind of like content. The first time you do it, it feels uncomfortable. But the more you do it, it just becomes more natural and easy, where you can just jump on there and it's no problem. And
definitely. I hear that a lot from people, that they're very nervous. So, some other things I suggest is, find some TikTok friends to come join you on your first live, to be there for support and be your little cheer squad.
Definitely.
And it's totally normal to feel nervous. You can even talk about that. People will want to help you. So that's a really good tip. You also, if you want to be getting more people in your live, go regular and announce it, tell people what you're doing, get them excited. And it's just going to take a little bit of practice. It's totally normal to be nervous. It's normal to not have a lot of people in your lives at first, but you will over time start to get used to just talking to people through comments and that type of thing, connecting that way.
For sure. I think it's a little bit better that it's not overwhelming at first. I mean, if you went live the first time and you had like 200 people in there, it might be scary. So I mean, at first it might be really slow and you might feel nobody cares, but they do. They haven't the app or or people haven't felt the opportunity yet to see you live, so they're not going to push it as much. But the more you do it, and the more you build your audience, then when you do have those 200 people on there, you will feel comfortable by that time. So it'll be better, and then like building content, there's still a lot of people that are even hesitant to even get in front of a camera and speak about something. There's a lot of people who hide behind their products, which traditional advertising, I feel like, has always been like that, where we've just hid behind the product, meaning, we sell something and we only showcase that, but not the story, not the people behind it, who's actually running that business. And that is, I feel, TikTok has changed the game of that, of now people are wanting more. They don't care about the product per se, because the products that we do see sell out is because there was a face associated with it from an influencer or just a creator who showcases it. So it's all about the human connection. So talking about video content and why content is king, why should people be even making content today?
Yeah, first, I just want to address that. Definitely, that's the number one mistake I see with product accounts, is not showing your face and showcasing your personality. TikTok is a personality-driven app. People want to buy from people that they know. They have to know that you exist first, that they like you. That's where the trust comes from. So, I've seen some product accounts who are very, very good at this and are rocking it in the sales, and they're growing because they're sharing more about the behind the scenes of their business, what they stand for, their why, their mission. They're incorporating those trends and having fun with it. And then, so the whole idea with that is that the followers like, ooh, I like that girl. She's a lot of fun. We'd be friends in real life. I totally want to hang out with her. Right.
Yes.
And then you want to support people that you like. And okay, I know we're going a little off track. I'm not answering that question.
No, it's okay.
I just want to talk about also the power of selling on live. Now, this is still, I think, a fairly new concept. In China, we know that shopping on live stream is huge. It is huge, not just on TikTok, like the Alibaba, like that is what they're doing. So I do believe it's going to come to TikTok. They have been testing that feature with Walmart in the US. And I think, hopefully we'll be getting more of those clickable links in the live to directly shop, but you can already sell in your lives. As long as you've built that community and you've nurtured, I find people are having a really easy time selling during live. So a lot of product accounts are making their product, and they're using call to actions. They're saying things like, hey, if this is something that you like, go check it out on my website. They're for sale there. Or you know what, or, this is a really great gift for Mother's Day. I have a discount code, 10% off right now. Go check it in my bio. Use that type of language. And then people, so I've been getting reports from clients, they are selling on live. One client who has dog accessories, she's packaging and making her dog accessories on live, and people will buy while she's live, and she'll get really excited and do a dance, and people love to see that. They want to support you. They love to see that, and it is working. And she's just blown away, like how people will just buy. I'm like, yes, they will. They will buy. They want to support you. Your community wants to support you.
Yeah. Well, as a human, go ahead. No, go ahead. Continue.
Yeah. No, then I was like, okay, so we were talking about content is king. Why is content king? Content will always be king on the app because you have to make good content that resonates with an audience. All the things like hashtags, trending music, what you put in your caption, those types of things, those are using trending effects. Those are strategies. Those are other strategies that can help maybe boost your post, but it is the content that whatever you're putting out, this, whatever you're making people feel, the story, how you're entertaining them or how you're educating, how that resonates with someone, that is what's going to determine the success of your video. So I don't know if I answered that question. Maybe we can revisit what you were talking about with how content is king.
No, for sure. Like, I'm just saying that there's a lot of people out there that are not, they're using content, but more old school. And I call it old school because I feel like video is the way where you need to be. So a lot of people are still behind, just copy or just photos on Instagram and things like that. And I feel like that's fun. I think it's great. Like, there's still a feature for that where a quick photo is great. People want to see that. But the video aspect of content is so powerful. And even on LinkedIn, like me and you kind of communicated on there, but you don't use it that often. But on LinkedIn, it is even changing more where video is really powerful and pushing through. And people are using it in that regard. So I feel like video content is the future, and that's where people, it just like the lives, it just, that proves to me, being live and selling products and people wanting to buy, that over these years with advertising and just content in general, there's been that lack of human emotion there. And it's because it's all been just product based or photo based. There's not really that connection element there, unless you kind of like text back and forth in the messaging, which is great. But being able to see a human, that's, you can like, even if you don't talk to them, just seeing their face and seeing their videos, you can actually feel a connection in a way. Yeah. Like, oh, I really, like you said, how somebody might see it and they're like, they're so cool. I could see ourselves being friends in real life. That is the key difference between where brands can take themselves to the next level, is providing that. And it is scary sometimes. They feel like, oh, I need to be, this like safe brand, and I don't want to say anything wrong. But the thing is, I feel like that's almost, just throw that out. I feel like things are changing. I don't know if you've seen this. But one of my favorite accounts on the app is actually a brand. It's an airline. I don't know if you've seen them, Ryanair.
Oh my gosh, I have seen them. And you know what? I favorited some of their videos because I was like, this is really good way for brands to make content. They have incorporated the culture of the app. So I do have a couple of their videos saved because I was like, man, they're really smart. Know what they're doing over there.
See, and the thing is, it might be it's a little bit edgy too. Like but that's the key thing, is because they understood the culture. And now, if you look at the comment section, this is what blows me away too, where people might, like, maybe brands or businesses see their content, they're like, whoa, that just seems a little unprofessional. Yeah, but guess what? Go to the comment section and you will see people saying, please, Ryanair, come to the US. I will not fly anybody else. Or when I'm in Europe, I'm never flying anybody but Ryanair. And I believe it, because when they feel that connection, they're going to go to the airline, let's say, or go online, and they're going to see that brand, and they're going to say, I'm picking them because of that connection I felt built.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
I love that account.
So yeah, I think that's still a challenge right now with a lot of brands, is that they don't quite understand the culture of the app, but it's starting to come around. It's starting to come around.
Oh, big time. I seen so many accounts in the beginning where they were really, like, they were just kind of sucking in a way. A lot of them were using content that they thought would work on Instagram and try to bring it over to TikTok, and that doesn't work. And then I've seen those accounts totally change and finally emerge with the culture because they've consumed enough. That's important as well. You do need to consume enough to understand the culture, and then you'll be able to make content a little bit easier. And I think people overthink it. That's the thing too. They try to put too much into it. It can be so simple. Just talk on the camera, and the features that are within the app are pretty simple. Like green screen is a great one. I mean, there's so many features there that you can use that's simple. You use green screen a lot.
I love me some green screen. I use a lot of green screen. It's really good for educational videos and explaining something. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. It's like being on, like, it's like in a classroom and there's a board behind you. You get to point to, you can point to things, you can showcase things as you're speaking to make it more fun. But it doesn't look so, like, the cool thing is it does not, to me, if I just to see it, it does not really look high studio quality. And that proves that people don't need that. It just needs to be something there that you can see and point at, and it doesn't have to be like high edited in After Effects. You don't need no editor team. You literally can do all this stuff on your own. So it's really fun.
Yeah, that's the whole point of the app. That's why they have that built-in video editor with all those effects. Like, remember, the TikTok mission is to inspire creativity and bring joy. But you don't have to be creative to even make content. Like, a lot of educational content is what I call talking heads. Like, and I do a lot of talking heads, just talking to the camera. Yes, I try to do it in an entertaining, energetic, fun way, because that does help with, retaining viewers. Because if you just were to, just say like, oh, this is my favorite sunscreen, it's not going to resonate as much. So I always tell people, you don't need to be creative. Like, all you need to do is you need to be you. Like, tap into your passion and be you, because that is what's going to resonate with people, the right people that you want to attract. Because if you're trying to be something that you're not, it's going to attract the wrong people, and it's just too hard and stressful to keep up with anyways.
Yeah, exactly. How many products or services have we bought in our life because it was coming from somebody who we trusted or cared about? Like, even a friend and family, it's kind of like that. Like, these communities are your friend and family giving you advice. Like, so watching these videos, when you build that connection, you feel like they're your friend giving you that feedback of, hey, this was great. So you're like, totally, I'm going to try that. I trust them. So yeah, no, that's really cool. And, like, making video content, there's ways to improve your short form videos, right?
Definitely. I do see that struggle a lot with people coming from Instagram, or people who just are not used to short form video and have no idea like how to even structure it. And this is a lot of what I teach, actually, because I see it so much. Like, just the structure of a basic 15-second video. What you should be doing. Obviously, we know about hooks. Hooks are very, very big. There's different types of hooks. Some hooks I feel like are starting to get a little tiresome. Maybe it's just me because I spend so much time on the app. But always coming up with like fun, original ways to grab attention, right? You need to have that hook is so important. And then learning how to tell a story in a short amount of time. So I always, even TikTok and the creator portal, they say like all you need is the beginning, excuse me, a beginning, a middle, and an end. And I often say as well, like, you can also position it as like, what is something, if you wanted to share more of a personal story, what is something that you struggled with? How did you overcome it? And then leave it on an inspirational note. How does it inspire others? What did you learn from it? That's another way to tell a story. So, and your stories don't have to be complex. Like, it's very simple. So I'll give you an example of one that I use as a really simple story. So imagine a woman walks out of her house and she takes the recycling bin and she just goes out to the curb, right? So there's a beginning, she walks out of the house, she grabs the recycling bin, she takes the bin to the curb. Then a bird, out of nowhere, a bird comes and hits her in the head and she freaks out and she reacts. That is a video right there. That's a video. Right. So the beginning, right? She grabbed the bin. The middle, she's walking out. What's happening. She's walking it out, putting it on the curb. The end, a bird hits her and she reacts and screams and it's funny or whatever. Right. People react to that. That's a very simple story.
Yeah, exactly. And it goes back to the thing of overthinking. And what's interesting as well is just because you told one story doesn't mean you can't tell it again. So I tell people this too, like, because you made a video, let's say 2 weeks ago, it doesn't mean that you can try it again. Maybe, and let's say the video maybe not went well, but you love that story. It might just need to be restated in a different way. That's another thing I have seen as well, as even with my own content, I have restated things or changed things around a little bit that maybe I said before that just didn't resonate more, and I changed it a little bit more to where other people can understand it better. And then it did better. So it's okay to even redo content that you've already done in the past and talk about it again. No, like you're not going to disturb anybody by doing that. I think people feel like it's only going to be seen by the same people over and over. Yes, you're going to have your people who love you and come to your content all the time. And when you love somebody, you don't care if you've heard it before. You'll watch it again because you love it. But the cool thing about TikTok is it's always exploring and pushing to kind of new audiences to drum up. So you never know, that person might have not seen that first one anyway. So why not?
Yeah, I'm definitely all about repurposing content. I often say great marketers know how to say the same thing 100 different ways, right? And especially with educational content, you can be saying the same thing. So as an example, I can do a video that I say, 3 mistakes you're making in your bio. I can also do 3 ways to improve your bio, or 3 things that people are looking at in your bio. It's pretty much the same thing. Right. It's the same advice, the same content. I'm just positioning it different and just saying it different ways that might speak to different people. But yeah, being relatable is also super, super key. I often say that to people, like, in this piece of content, like, is it relatable? And are you speaking to your target audience? Is it relatable to them? Like, it needs to speak to them. Because if they feel like they relate to it, it will do well.
Yep. No, 100%. Like, relatability is probably the number one driving thing on there. Doesn't matter what you're talking about. If it's relatable, it will be seen and heard. So, and the cool thing is everything you do, even any brand or business, there's some relatability out there, or you just wouldn't even be existing at all as a brand or business. So you just have to figure out what is that key, what are those key relatable components to share. And sometimes it is just the behind the scenes component of where are you even working. Some of these small businesses are working out of their homes, especially like package companies. Like you said that you have is it a client that packages on live? But just to even showcase those things of like, hey, where are you working? What does it look like? How are you storing your supplies? People love to see that. They
love the behind the scenes. Behind the scenes content does so well. But remember, it's not the only type of content.
Yes.
But yes, it's a big part of like a product based account. Yeah.
Yeah. I think some, product companies, they're not used to that. So they don't even think nobody will care to see that. But we've even seen that there's been lots of shows that have been successful with kind of behind the scenes with like Dirty Jobs. Even I don't know if you ever watched that. That was kind of like a behind the scenes, and people loved it because they got to see what do these jobs really look like. And it's the same on TikTok. It's even if you feel like your job is boring, maybe like you're like, what I do isn't that fun packaging all this stuff. No, to somebody that's really exciting to see what does it look like when I get my product. How is it like put together? So no, that's really cool.
So
lastly, I'd love to, touch base on, there's lots of really cool resources out there. There's some apps and so there's some people that are coming to TikTok and they might be almost stuck. And I feel like personally that there's a couple good apps out there that can help you with ideas or sounds or anything like that. So I'd love to ask you, what are some apps or resources that help you even with your clients or your personal self?
Sure. So I do make most of my content in the app, but sometimes I will use out-of-app video editors. So some really good ones that I like are Splice and InShot. Those ones are pretty well known and offer like a very affordable subscription fee. Another one I really love is Trend Talk. So this, if you have no idea like what music you should be using, because sometimes it is confusing on TikTok, like they have the viral list, they have trending stuff. Trend Talk is really, really helpful to show you what songs are really popular right now. And I really like their ones that show you what is predicted to trend. They will show you the dates that they're predicted to trend. So I often will look at that. And it also does help me sometimes find trends. I'll be like, oh, this is predicting to trend. Let's go look at it. It clicks directly into TikTok. You can see other people making the videos. And I'll be like, oh, actually, this is a trend. Oh, this is a good one. So it does help me find trends. It also does help you if you are absolutely clueless on what hashtags to use. It will generate, it has a feature where it populates hashtags that people are using with that sound. So that's something that could be helpful. So yeah, they're a great app as well.
Perfect. And I think you said that there's a statistic app that can help with some analytic kind of tools. What's that one you mentioned?
Statisttalk.com. It's not actually an app. They don't have an app. It's a website. So they have a free and a paid version, and it offers in-depth TikTok analytics, more in-depth than what is in the app. So you can get things like hashtag advice. You can get, you can see what videos are bringing you followers, like how many followers are coming from each video. So really, really helpful information. It's a good one too. It has also like best days to post, best times to post. And those are questions I get a lot.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think, what's interesting though, I feel TikTok will increase their analytics and their backend. I don't know if you saw this, but they did some more updates with their analytics recently. I noticed since the very beginning of TikTok, it was so basic. The cool thing is, you might not know this, but I work for an agency. I'm part owner of an agency, and we house some of the top TikTok creators like Michael Lee, who's got, 50 million followers in the app. But what I have a backend tool through TikTok directly that I can see way more analytics than the typical user can see. And I wish that people can see that themselves because they're really helpful.
The TikTok analytics has improved. I don't know if you're referring to the TikTok creator marketplace. I have not seen that myself, but I know that there are like some way more better analytics in there as well.
Yeah, I wish that, because like I help a lot of my creators saying, hey, look, let me pull some of these things up that might be helpful for you to understand your audience a little bit better. But I don't understand why it's not something that is that will be used in a wrong way. I wish that the creators would be able to see that themselves too, because that's really important to them. But I do feel like TikTok is getting better with those, and they'll probably release a lot more tools within the app that we'll be able to use over time.
I think so too. Yeah.
So the creator marketplace is actually really fun to be able to see all that kind of stuff. But no, definitely, I agree with you that, you know, the apps, Trend Talk, huge, great app tool. And I personally use InShot. My wife uses Splice. So it's just something, whatever one you're kind of more comfortable with. They're very similar though. They're do
very
work
similar.
very similar.
Yeah, Splice has some way more creative effects that I haven't played with yet that I would like to. But they're really, I use them a lot for when I do tutorials where I do screen recordings. That's my main use for them. I love to do those types of tutorials, screen recordings, and do them outside of the app. It's a little easier.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, and I have a prediction that TikTok will be adding a lot more editing features too. Eventually. I mean, I don't know when you joined it, but I've been on it since literally the day it merged from Musical.ly to TikTok, and how many things have changed, have been in, like,
I know.
From the very beginning, it used to be so basic and everything like that. But they've just improved so much. So I can't even imagine in a year's time what the app will look like. It'll just be so fun. And so much stuff
I
there.
feel like there's new features being released like every week.
Oh my
I love
gosh.
talking about the new features. Yeah, so that's one of my things as well, new feature alerts, if I can get them. But yeah, that's the only unfortunate thing with TikTok is the features are rolled out by location. So not everyone gets them at the same time.
Yeah,
But
luckily,
so many
because I mean,
changes.
you're in Canada, and so luckily they've rolled out a few things to Canada
Yeah,
first. So
they have.
being, you know, you're not like last all the time, like, oh great. So
Yeah.
it's you're at least fortunate enough to try new things first, and the US people can be jealous for a bit, then you could be jealous for a bit on certain things, but
Exactly.
but
Yeah.
you're still able to teach it, which is cool, or advise about it, which is fun.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, definitely. That's really cool. All right. And then I love to ask this. This is a question I ask because of the For You pages are different between all accounts. Me and you could sit there and scroll and we would see totally different videos because me and you would probably like different things. What is found on your For You page? What kind of content?
Well, I'll tell you pretty much small business talk, business, marketing, a lot of that stuff, because obviously that's what I do. And those are a lot of people I support. So that is, I also do see a lot of cat and dog videos because they're just so cute and I can't resist a cute cat or dog video. So those do creep in as well. And I know I have a lot of those types of followers and I've worked with a lot of those accounts as well.
No, that's why I love it, is because you can blend your personal and like business style stuff within your For You page. So you get inspiration, and then you get to take a second and just enjoy a really fun animal video to make your day. And then the next video could be something really inspiring about your business. So I love the For You page so much. And you know, everyone has kind of their favorite creators or people that they really look up to. Do you have any favorite creators on the platform?
Oh my gosh, that's such a tough question. Oh my God, there's so many
I know
creators I admire. I can't think of anyone like who comes like to top of my, like, I mean, there's a lot of comedy accounts I follow just because they crack me up, and I will like go to their pages every day and see if they uploaded a new video. I wouldn't even say though that they're like super famous. They're like smaller accounts sometimes. Oh, and gosh, I can't even remember his name. Playboy Mansion? Oh no, if you've ever heard of him.
I don't even know.
He makes really, really funny videos. They're like highly produced and edited, and he'll do like parodies and stuff. Maybe it's Playboy Man Baby. I'm so like this is why you need to have a very usable sorry, not usable, memorable username.
That's true.
Because you need people to remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Playboy Man Baby. His videos are super funny. A lot of comedy accounts. So I guess you would say do kind of get attracted to more of the entertainment rather than educational content sometimes.
Right.
Yeah, I do check those accounts because they're just always cracking you up. There's so much talent on the app.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. That's funny that you kind of say that you're almost like I don't know, because I asked this to every one of my guests. Most of them have that same reaction. They're like, because they're just so many, because you're just kind of like me. I personally go on the For You page the most. I don't really go to my following page on TikTok. So on my For You page, I'm introduced to so many different accounts, and I then will react and maybe see them again. That's when I start building it. But sometimes I don't remember their username or anything either, which is interesting. But I do have a few, that like stand out to me, like comedy based. A good one, and she's Canadian based too, is Call Me Chris. I love her.
Call Me Chris.
I love
She's
her
good. She
content.
makes great content.
She's great.
Yeah, Selena Spooky Boo's
Oh
another
gosh, she's
Canadian,
so funny.
is really funny. Yeah. Oh, there's
You,
so many good ones. Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of really good Canadian creators too. I mean, Jeannie Weenie, she,
Oh,
do you know her? She does the
is she
airline.
Canadian?
Yeah, she
Oh,
lives
I
in
didn't know that.
BC. Yeah,
Oh, I
she
didn't know she
was.
was. Yeah, I watched her when she was really small. She's so good at creating original content. So here, okay, one last thing I'm going to say.
Yeah, no, for
Yes, I
sure.
talk about trends a lot. Trends should only be a small part of your content, like one of your content pillars or just a small chunk. Original content does really well. She's an example of that. She makes original content,
Yes.
really funny stuff. Yeah, so
Yeah.
she's gotten so big because I remember seeing her when I first joined the app, which was around March of last year, so just over a
Yeah.
year ago, and she's just blown up.
She's great.
Yeah.
She was a guest on my show, and it was really cool to hear her story. But no, she's fantastic. And so I like to bring up some accounts so that when people are listening to this episode, they might be able to go check them out and see some ideas to maybe generate. But no, she's fantastic. But Wave, I mean, literally this show was so much fun. There was a lot of insight there, especially about that community building for your business and using TikTok to drive that community. Don't worry about the numbers. Think of them as individual people. So each person that comes, even if it's one a day, that's a new real person. Like me and you sitting here, we're just two people, but that's a big connection right there. So think of it more like that, and you will have a ton of success. You don't need millions of followers to make a lot of money or anything. And you've seen it, and I've seen it. So I appreciate that. Is there last thing? How can people find you, follow you, or connect with you?
For sure. So my name, Wyld, is the same across all my social media platforms. I'm most active on Instagram and TikTok. I have a Facebook group, TikTok for Entrepreneurs. You can go join that. It's a really amazing, awesome community. I'm so grateful for everyone in there. Lots of questions and discussion, and I do free weekly trainings in there as well.
Awesome. Everyone that's listening to this show right now, you could find Wave really simple by going to the description notes of this when this turns into a podcast. So you can go to the description notes of this. You will find a link directly to the show notes page, which you will find this video right here will be available. There will be a example video from Wave's TikTok channel, all the links to her social pages, and more information about her there. So just go to the description and click that link, and you will be able to find all that stuff there. Wave, I appreciate your time today, and thank you so much for being on the Biz Talk Show.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a blast.